Hello and welcome to my channel and welcome to another reaction and thoughts to Game of Thrones Season 6 Episode 2, Home. Okay, first off we got to catch up with Bran. Bran's story over the last 3 seasons or so has been slow and thoughtful. Not much major action going on. And it hasn't changed again, but he's learning new skills. I mean, he's already learnt to transfer his mind into that of other animals, lesser intelligent animals. But now he's starting to learn how to, transfer his mind back in time almost, to see visions of the past while he's sleeping. His training is now under the supervision of one of the children of the forest, thought to be long extinct. So I find that very, very interesting. Oh, last we're getting Bran. We're catching up with Bran again.
What'd you get out of here? We're sparring.
You're gonna spar with when Nick was off to the Eyrie.
I don't know. What about him?
Willis, come here.
Oh. Hodor.
He's got giant's blood, and you've got training. Sounds like a fair match to me.
Benji always lifts his chin when he's about to charge.
And lowers it when he's going to dodge, my lady. Hodor talks.
That's a surprise. What happened to him then?
You leave the fight into the little lords, Willis. Come along now.
I said at the end there that it was such a surprise to see what Hodor talk, and that his name isn't Hodor, in fact it's Willis. That was a big shock, and I did say there that I wondered what happened to him to turn him from that boy Willis into the simpleton Hodor. And in some ways I really wish I hadn't asked that question, because up by the wall Edda's returned with wildlings and giants to aid Sir Davos and the loyalists in their fight against the traitors. And it wasn't without its gratuitous violence, obviously. Giants? Oh! And we also had a street entertainer or street vendor executed by the Mountain for spreading rumour and lies about Cersei. Oh dear, you're in trouble now. Oh! And a very, very gruesome death. It did remind me of Joffrey's when he had the minstrel executed for singing parody songs of King Robert's death. I don't remember what season that was. I think it was season 2 or 3. Arya continues her training as the blind beggar, even though at the end she was told that she doesn't have to be the blind beggar anymore, and that she was welcomed back into the House of Black and White. Her training is not over by any long shot. Something tells me, even despite being beaten by the waif every day for Lord knows how long, the worst of her training is yet to come. Ramsay Bolton is still a bastard, and he proves it by killing his own father and his stepmother and half-brother in what can only be described as probably the most gruesome way that he could possibly have thought of doing it. Which pretty much goes with his sadistic nature. He does like to feed people to his dogs.
You'll always be my first.
Thank you for saying that.
He was very worried about that, wasn't he?
Great deal
That was unexpected. No, I suppose it wasn't totally unexpected. We know Ramsay's a mad dog. His comeuppance when it finally arrives had better be bloody good. Oh, she's going to be ripped apart. Baby and all. You're a sick, sick man.
Ramsay? Where is your father? Ramsay? He's your brother.
I prefer being an only child.
And of course Daenerys is still hostage by the Dothraki tribe. So there was no real progress there. She's just still captured. And Tyrion is starting to panic because he's just found out that several other of the freed cities have gone back to slaving cities, leaving Meereen as the only free city left. And without Daenerys to lead the people, he's rather helpless, him and Varys, so he decides to release the dragons, or at least the two that are remaining underneath the dungeons. Scary. Has he even ever seen them before? Ooh, that was a warning. It's presenting though. Why he does that, I'm not entirely sure. Without Daenerys to control the dragons, they're rather more reliability than anything else. But I suppose just the thought of the dragons is enough to make the masters quake. So maybe deterrent is the best way. At least until they can get Daenerys back. Now, it's actually the storyline on the Iron Islands that left me the most confused. Because to be honest, I'd forgotten that Euron even existed. And when he came back to kill Balon, well, Balon was a despicable little thing anyway. The Iron Islands are much better being ruled over by Yara. And she's put herself forward now as candidate for lordship of the Iron Islands, but it's not so clear cut. She has to be voted in by the people, and she has to undergo some sort of ceremony. So things are left undecided there. But Euron's certainly going to make a pest of himself in this, and he's already proven himself to be ruthless, cunning, and deceitful, and forgettable as well. Overall, I thought this was a fantastic episode, actually. We got to see a little bit of the dragons. Again, the storyline wasn't progressed that much, but the revelation at the end that
Seven gods, drowned gods, tree gods, it's all the same. I'm not asking the Lord of Light for help. I'm asking the woman who showed me that miracles exist.
I never had this gift.
Have you ever tried?
Jon Snow's back. Jon Snow is in fact alive. Maybe a zombie, maybe a White Walker, but he's alive. He's not dead anymore, thanks to Melisandre. I think things are going to heat up very, very quickly. Sansa's on her way, so a lovely reunion is going to be assured. But as for the rest of Westeros, things are still very much in the balance. The Lannisters, whose motives are always difficult to fathom, are behaving even more so. And Cersei is just a shadow of her former self. I mean, I don't really like Cersei that much. She's a despicable character. But she's not altogether bad. Yeah, maybe she is. I don't know, but she just seems a shadow of her former self, and I feel somehow that I missed the old Cersei. Despicable as she was, I missed the old Cersei. I have a funny feeling that we're going to get her back at some point soon. But at what cost? She's already seen the death of, well, one of her sons, her daughter, and her other son, the king. He's sort of slowly becoming influenced by the High Sparrow and the Great Sept, or at least the priests of the Great Sept. So not all is good in King's Landing. I know there's probably other things in this programme, in this episode, that I could talk about, but to be quite honest, they're the only thoughts I have of the episode at the moment, having only watched each episode once. Those are the thoughts that jumped out at me of the first impression. Until next time, I will. Until next time, I will see you soon. Till then, bye bye.